Alright, we're just about to start a 2,700 point game of Warhammer Fantasy, playing against Evan and his new Warriors of Chaos. Evan, do you want to quickly go over your list?
Yep. Got a level 2 on a disc with the Arcane Familiar, some other stuff. Utilith Vortex Beast I have high hopes for. 28 Warriors of Zinch, Hand Weapon Shield, a PSB, and Village, the Curseling in there. Chariot of Corn, Daemon Prince, level 1 Nurgles, my general. 6 Trolls, additional hand weapons, the new upgrade for them. 5 dogs, 4 Skull Crushers, within sorcerer weapons, 5 dogs, Chariot of Corn, and 5 dogs.
Alright, and then it should be noted that we rolled up random scenario and got Dawn Attack. So that was essentially how we rolled off and had to deploy. So on my side, I have 3 Vargulfs, 5 Wolves, a Spirit Host on the hill, and another unit of 5 Wolves on this side. And then the rest of my army was very 1s and 3s, so it's all over here. So I have my 38 Graveguard with 2 White Kings in there, 2 Terrorgeists, a Spirit Host, Corpse Cart, 48 Graveguard. It should be 48 Ghouls. I need to put 2 more in there. 2 units of 20 zombies, 1 with Henrik and 1 with a level 4 Necromancer. Actually, they're both in the same unit. And the special rules that we're playing on this one is that special characters are worth 50% when purchasing them, but they're still worth full percentage when killed. So Evan deployed first, and I couldn't steal initiative, so Warriors of Chaos get first turn. We just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 1. Evan just moved his whole army into this corner, and they're just coming down on me. His magic phase, he rolled a whopping 3 dice and channeled 1, and then did 2 dice to do the Bolt of Change, and it was going to be a strength 10 hit, but then failed to wound. And then he did his the pink fire, where it's like the d6 hits at strength d6, which I just let him go off, and it was 3 hits at strength 1. So I stored 2 dice in my black period, and we were off to Vampire Counts turn 1. Alright, so we just finished Vampire Counts turn 1. Vargeists didn't have to charge, so they just moved up, staying out of line of sight of the Chariot. Everything else just kind of moved up. Along here, everything just moved up as well. Terrorgeists flying over on this side. Magic phase, I rolled 2 and a 1, so we had another great magic phase, except for I channeled 1 and took 2 from the black period. My first attempt was Raise Dead, failed to cast, and with the Warriors of Chaos new rules, that little jerk just stole my dice I tried to cast with, and so now Evan had 4 dice to dispel with my 4 dice to cast. He dispelled the rest of my magic, and I stored 2 dice in the black period. In the shooting phase, I got a 14 against that thing, and it made 1 of its regens, so it's still alive with 1 wound left. And so we were off to Warriors of Chaos turn 2. Alright, we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 2. He charged my Terrorgeist with his Mutalisk and his dude on a disc. In the magic phase, he did his Plague Breath spell thing on my ghouls. I lost 4 of them, and then he put all the rest of his 6 dice on Infernal Gateway, and then with my Corpse Cart -1 to cast and my Henrik's +1 to dispel, we tied, so I got to dispel it. In the combat phase, that little jerk right there with his 2 attacks ended up doing 2 wounds. And then Terrorgeist killed the Mutalisk. Mutalisk did 3 wounds. I ended up losing by 4 and popped. So we are off to Vampire Counts turn 2. So we just finished Vampire Counts turn 2. My Vargeists got angry and charged down some dogs. I charged my dogs into the flank of his dogs, and I charged my Graveguard at his wizard. He fled over that way and accepted the other 2 charges. In the magic phase, after some shenanigans and such, nothing really happened. In the shooting phase, I took off his Charm Shield with my Yellbat over there. And in combat, I fluffed my attacks, he still ran away, and I decided to reform with my dogs. And then on this side, I killed his dogs and had to overrun. So we were off to Warriors of Chaos turn 3. So we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 3. He charged his Skull Crushers at my dogs over here, and that was it for charges. He moved his Prince over here behind my general. He rallied both those units and just finagledly moved his guys around. Magic phase. Big things that happened is he did 4 wounds to my Terrorgeist, but then gave my Terrorgeist +1 regen, and nothing really else happened in the magic phase. He stole a bunch of my dice, but then couldn't use them. And in the shooting phase, nothing happened. In the combat, he of course destroyed my dogs and overran, and we're off to Vampire Count's turn 4. I mean, turn 3. Alright, we just finished Vampire Count's turn 3. Moved my Vargeists up, charged my Spirit Host into his Trolls, and charged my Graveguard into his dogs, and he fled. I couldn't overrun because I came into the building. So I get to know the building by 1 inch when I do charges.
Still can't make it past the building. Can't get through the building.
Yeah, I can't get through the building. So I moved the Terrorgeist out of the way, and back towards my general, and we moved my generals and my level 4 out of that zombie unit into a new one that's not in the front of his demon dick. And in the magic phase, I got those guys have Van Hell's Dance, and so I got to heal my Terror Bat up 1. In this combat, I did 1 wound, so I won by 1, and the trolls rolled 4 with their BSB, so they just got to stay. And nothing else really happened in the game, so we are off to Warriors of Chaos turn 4. Alright, so you just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 4. His chariot and his dogs charged at my ghouls, and his chariot charged at a flank of my Spirit Host there. His general charged at my Terrorgeist over there, and his wizard flew over here. Those warriors are up in the building, and in the magic phase, nothing really happened again. And in combat, he killed 6 of my guys. I beat down some dogs and ended up winning by 1. He fled. I couldn't catch him. Luckily, that brings me out of his line of sight of the Skull Crushers, but my Corpse Cart is going to have a fun time with that. And the Daemon Prince punched out my Terrorgeist with his... He had to use his flame... his breath weapon, though, to do it. And we're off to Vampire Count's turn 4. So we just finished Vampire Count's turn 4. My Graveguard charges into his Trolls around the building. Henrik flew the hell out of that unit, and my other Necromancer just marched out of that unit. My Corpse Cart charged into the rear of his little wizard dude, and everybody charged at this chariot in this corner. So that was my Vargeists, that unit of Spirit Hosts, and that unit of zombies to just make that chariot do like a 20-inch movement around the board. And in the magic phase, I didn't think I got anything off again. Oh no, I got Curse of the Years off and those guys in the building, killing 5 guys. And in the combat, I lost 6 Graveguard, but ended up still cutting down some trolls and 1. Didn't catch either of them. Oh no, I caught the chariot with my Spirit Hosts, and in this combat it was a big pillow fight, and I won by 3 with the rear and the 2 from the... 1 for the charge, 2 for the rear, and then his BSB reroll kept his wizard there. So we were off to Warriors of Chaos turn 5. So we ran out of time at the store, so we are going to have to call it. This is how the battlefield is looking at the end. These dudes are still up in the building. There's still 2 more turns of the game left. Skull Crushers. This would have been his turn 5 coming into the Spirit Hosts. And his 2 units, the dogs and the chariot, both fled off the table. And we just had Evan has 12 dice in his magic phase, and I have 10. Or I have 9. So we're gonna it was gonna be a good finale for this game. And we're going to just tally everything up and get out of here.